Layla struggled desperately, shouting for help, even kicking off one of her canvas shoes, but the strength disparity was too great, and the car had already started. However, the car's interior was extremely luxurious, with a starry sky ceiling creating a romantic atmosphere. So beautiful. Layla was momentarily stunned, forgetting to be angry. Her dumbfounded look was somewhat cute. After all, it had been many years since Samuel had encountered such an unsophisticated woman. Samuel teased, "I'll take it down and give it to you to admire at home." Layla snapped back to reality, her annoyed expression returning. She said, "Who cares? Your business must be doing well, right?" She then continued, "You drive such an expensive car, sit in VIP booths, and drink $1 million wine. Your services must be very pricey, right?" Samuel replied, "Not bad. It was a few $1 million a minute. That was all." Layla asked, "Among the people you serve, am I the poorest? You won't get any money out of me. How about repaying with your body?" Samuel's tone was intrigued. Layla blushed and gritted her teeth. "I won't sell my body like you." Samuel teased, "Sex workers have needs too." Layla was speechless. "Don't let me see you in this bar or any other bar again," Samuel warned. Layla retorted, "What gives you the right to interfere with me?" He thought, "It's just because I am Samuel." Samuel warned, "Anyway, if you dare to come to a bar again, I'll notify your school. I don't think your prestigious school would give a scholarship to a student working in a bar. You don't even know which school I go to. Are you investigating me?" Layla was anxious. "You just need to know that if I find out, I will notify your school." Samuel squinted. She asked, "What do you want?" "You'll find out soon enough," Samuel replied. He couldn't be the type to force girls into prostitution, could he? Layla was panicking, regretting having provoked him. The Rolls-Royce stopped at the school gate. The driver said, "Mr. Holland, we're here." Layla's anxious hand had touched the car door when Samuel grabbed it back and pressed it onto the seat. She looked at him nervously, unable to make a sound. "Remember what I said?" Samuel gave her a warning look before finally letting go and shoving a card into her hand. "This is my phone number. Contact me anytime if you need anything." Layla hurriedly escaped from the car, disappearing into the night without looking back. Back at the dorm, the lights were on, and Amelia was waiting for her arrogantly. "Are you coming back so late because you're addicted to finding sex workers?" Amelia asked. Layla removed her makeup and washed up, ignoring her. Seeing that, Amelia angrily reached out to grab her, but Layla pushed her away. Layla said, "Since you slept with Vincent, my business is none of your concern." Amelia spoke up, "I approached Vincent on purpose, but it's your fault for acting high and mighty and refusing to sleep with him. That doesn't justify his cheating. You'd better stick to him all the time, or he'll cheat again." Layla retorted. Amelia sneered, "Vincent won't. It's you that couldn't keep him. I'm much better than you." Layla mocked, "Thanks to your tactics, I didn't give my first time to a scumbag. Isn't giving it to a sex worker even worse?" Amelia retorted. A slap landed heavily on Amelia's face. Amelia shouted, "Layla, you." Layla's face was cold. She said, "My family runs a martial arts school. Are you sure you want to compete?" Amelia knew she couldn't win, so she could only vent her anger by throwing things. "Watch. I will definitely marry Vincent." The next morning, Amelia glanced at the still sleeping Layla, deliberately speaking loudly and slamming the door. "Darling, I'm coming down. I love you." The loud noise woke Layla up. Layla frowned, having slept less than 3 hours last night, and felt completely dazed. She picked up the graduate school exam book on the table and put it down again. Since she no longer needed to prepare for the exam with Vincent, she decided to find a stable job first. On the table was the card with Holland and a string of numbers on it. Layla crumpled it up and threw it in the trash, then went online to look for job information. "Is the Holland Group hiring a design assistant?" She immediately clicked on it. The famous Holland Group, the largest multinational conglomerate in the entire city of A, had industries spanning the globe and ranked high on the global rich list. It was also the pinnacle for designers, with an acceptance rate as low as 1 in 10,000. Layla decided to apply to both the Holland Group and some smaller companies. Unexpectedly, the Holland Group was the fastest to respond, calling her for an interview that afternoon and scheduling for AM the next day. Although her romantic life was disappointing, Layla was quite lucky in her career. Early the next morning, before AM, Layla arrived at the building of the Holland Group. She looked up at the magnificent skyscraper, utterly amazed. No wonder it was the top financial group. She was so shocked that she couldn't even speak. The employees coming in and out exuded a sense of superiority. Layla's heart raced. She dreamed of becoming a top designer. When the elevator arrived, Layla stepped in, mentally cheering herself on. "Come on, you can make it." Little did she know, someone else had already seen her as prey. As soon as Samuel entered the company lobby, he spotted a familiar figure. Layla, dressed in formal attire, was clearly here for an interview. Samuel ordered, "Get me that woman's resume." James replied, "Yes, Mr. Holland." Less than 10 minutes later, in the CEO's office, Samuel looked at the resume. The girl in the photo had a bright smile and perfectly white teeth. She never smiled at him like that, and always acted like a little wildcat around him. Who knew she was such a top student? As for other aspects, as James had said, She was pretty ordinary, with insufficient work experience and likely limited to some part-time jobs. How could his nephew let his girlfriend work so hard? Hire this woman, he said. He wanted to interact with her personally to determine her character. Yes, Mr. Holland, James nodded. Just as Layla got on the bus, she received a call from the Holland group. Did I get the job? Do I start tomorrow? It's great. Thank you so much. Layla was overjoyed. She got hired despite such low odds, and her luck was incredible. This was the only ray of sunshine in her recent gloomy days. Maybe she had faced too many setbacks growing up. She once thought Vincent was the light of her life and naively believed they would be together forever. She never expected him to betray her, and her heart ached again. However, she knew they would never be together again. He wasn't worth being sad over. She had to learn to endure loneliness and be strong. In the afternoon, she worked on her thesis. In the evening, Layla worked part-time job at a high-end restaurant. A stunning beauty with arched eyebrows and almond-shaped eyes, dressed in the latest pink LV dress with a plunging neckline, sat at table number 1, exuding elegance. Layla poured her a glass of water. How's my makeup? Is it smudged? The beauty asked nervously. Layla replied, No, you look gorgeous. Are you waiting for your boyfriend? The beauty blushed and said nothing. Your boyfriend must be a handsome guy, Layla said. Beautiful women usually dated handsome men. You have a good eye. A familiar voice sounded above her. Layla turned around in surprise. It was that jerk again, the sex worker. Layla wondered, could this stunning beauty be his client? Mr. Holland, the beauty called excitedly, standing up. Mr. Holland, isn't he a sex worker? Even his clients fawn over him. No wonder he's so arrogant, Layla thought. Samuel sat down. He was dressed in a black suit with a black tie, looking particularly cold. Layla pouted and thought, the sex worker is really getting into his role as a domineering wealthy man. What would you two like to eat? Layla asked. Samuel reached for the menu, but Layla placed it on the table instead. Samuel chuckled and teased. Are you stalking me? Have a crush on me? I must be out of my mind to have a crush on a sex worker. Layla complained inwardly but maintained a professional smile. Sir, overconfidence is a form of narcissism. This sassy little rabbit was much more interesting than those women who always agreed with him. Samuel decided to have some fun with this little rabbit.